So one of the coolest things I get to do in this summit is introduce some of the coolest and most impactful people in this country. You just heard from one of them. And there's another one that when I think about an exemplar of what is best in philanthropy and getting things done, she represents that. Now, the Chancellor kind of gave you a heads up, because I'm introducing Judy Dimon. And we've known each other now for about oh yeah, it seems like that. She said a lifetime, if you didn't hear that. She's an extraordinary philanthropist and the driving force behind the Dimon Foundation. She is the driving force. With an unwavering dedication to making a positive impact in the lives of others, Judy has established herself as a beacon of compassion and generosity. Through her visionary leadership, the Dimon Foundation has become a catalyst for transformative change, supporting a wide range of initiatives that address critical social needs. We first met when CareerWise was invited out to speak to a business council that Judy and Jamie had put together in New York City. And you can imagine it's a little intimidating go to the 60th floor, I don't know, of JP Morgan Chase and having Judy and Jamie there and then all these business people. But what I came to see that day, that quickly, is that Judy's more than just a philanthropist. She has a sense of urgency in her work that I have not seen anywhere else other than maybe we're co-patriots in that. Has said before, and I say this too, I want this to work before I'm dead. And what we mean by that is we have all been working in this space, for me, over 30 years, for Judy, more than 30 years. And yet the numbers that the Chancellor just shared with you still exist in our cities, large and small. And without that sense of urgency, without tenacity, that won't change. And that is Judy. She's the type of person, if she sees something that needs change, she steps in and does it personally. If it's flying halfway around the world to learn about an education system in the UK on a week's notice, you can imagine she has a very busy schedule, or if it's to go to halfway around the world because she cares about the pain and suffering that's going on in places in our country, in this world now. She's proximate. She gets into and next to the things that she's trying to change. She's a special human being. It's been my honor to work with you, Judy, and without you and your vision, CareerWise New York would just be a dream. You have the head, the heart, and most importantly, the hands to make this work possible. So with that, Judy, please join me on the stage.
Thank you, Noel, for that incredible introduction, far too generous, for your enduring partnership and your unwavering commitment to creating career opportunities for our nation's young people. It's been a privilege and an honor to work with you and many others in this room, especially at this table right here. You guys are an exceptional group of pioneers. Thank you for the difference you make and for giving me the opportunity to welcome you and share some of my thoughts about the importance of youth apprenticeship. As Noel mentioned, for over 30 years, really 40, but who's counting? I have dedicated considerable time and resources to improving the odds and outcomes for young people who live at or below the poverty line in our country. I cut my teeth bringing community schools to scale in New York and Chicago, and more recently have worked with the city, the Department of Education, the New York Jobs CEO Council, CUNY, NYU School of Professional Studies, CareerWise, and other lead intermediaries to help lay the groundwork for a large-scale, multi-pronged work readiness endeavor for New Yorkers in grades 9 through 14. You'll hear about it during this conference, especially from my long-time colleagues, whom you will meet in the upcoming opening panel. You guys are really awesome. And I just have to stop for a second and say that, we all know how hard this is and how frustrating it can be. And New York City has absolutely exceeded any expectation I ever had under the current administration for stepping up and investing in the kind of programming that our students need. I know the chancellor spoke about reading, but they also need to understand the labor market and make informed decisions about their future and start practicing and training for it. And that curriculum, which is now, I'll mention later, but is now in 58 schools, happened within a year of the administration taking over. And I've never seen anything like it. And it really does inspire the rest of us to, stay with it. And so I just want to thank you, Jade, and I want to thank Abby, who in her prior life worked by my side, which is not always easy, but I think that together we were better. And now I'm so proud of you to be in the position you're in right now at the mayor's office. And I also want to recognize Kirsten. Are you here? Oh, there you are. There you are. Kirsten Barnett, who has fully embraced this mission beyond what she's the CEO of the New York Jobs CEO Council. But she has embraced the vision beyond what was ever meant for the Jobs Council to take on, by taking on the young people and also what the New York City labor market really needs, regardless of whether the companies who are the members have those jobs or not. What we really need in New York are teachers and nurses, and Kirsten has made that one of her top priorities, to figure out how to create pathways toward those careers. So, it takes a village, and we have one hell of a village, and I just want to recognize everyone and thank you for that. So as I implied, any progress that I have contributed to simply could not have been made without cross-sector collaboration and commitment, not only among leaders from government, education, and industry, but also among the teachers, counselors, work-based supervisors, and intermediaries who are on the front line. These productive partnerships, up and down and across silos, institutions, enterprises, and sectors, comprise the strong, enduring connective tissue that makes the magic and the symbiosis happen when equipped young people are given the opportunity to learn from and contribute to the workforce. We together are all resolute in our laser focus on job opportunities for youth. I would like to help create an applied learning system that is cost-effective, time-efficient, and intentionally designed to bridge the gap between employers and young people, particularly those from low-income communities. As you all know, this requires systemic change. And I have learned along the way that systemic change cannot be achieved through isolated pilot programs that are heavily reliant on philanthropic grants or short-term government funding. Like any successful enterprise, these changes, these systemic changes, must be designed to better serve the real needs, present and future, of our target customers. And we have a lot of customers, but our target customers are students and employers. And we need to develop the changes that will enable us to meet their needs faster, more reliably, and more affordably. Success depends on the quality of the relationships we form in doing this, the trust. What is it? What's the expression? Trust moves, progress moves at the rate of trust, at the speed of trust? Yes, like that. And the transparency and communication between employers, educators, and intermediaries. We also need to shift the narrative away from college or work. This should not be a binary decision we impose upon young people in high school. We need to get away from the notion that on-the-job learning is not as important as classroom learning. By valuing that learning, not only with pay, but also with college credit. Opting into an apprenticeship should not mean opting out of college. There are ways, we had to design a dual-powered vehicle of mobility today that is powered not only by on-site learning, but also the best of what simulated learning has to offer as well. And we now have enough knowledge and experience, especially thank you, COVID, to figure out how to do that, and we should do it. Industry-endorsed college credit-bearing apprenticeships provide a structured pathway, rungs within reach, for students to learn and earn, to gain knowledge, and to apply it in real-world settings. This hands-on experience is the crucible where theoretical concepts are forged into practical skills. It's the place where innovation sparks, creativity thrives, and critical thinking matures. Apprenticeships also advance one of the most valued skills among employers, learning agility. The ability to learn, adapt, and acquire new skills swiftly. Learning agility is paramount given the ever-accelerating pace of change in our world. Julie Sweet, who is the CEO of Accenture, which, by the way, employs 700,000 people worldwide, said in an interview last year that the importance of learning agility cannot be overrated. She noted that approximately 40% of skills that were considered relevant in the Fortune 500 landscape in 2017 are no longer pertinent today. Think about that. I think I better quit right now. Keeping up is tough. This need to stay agile underscores the critical importance of fostering a workforce that possesses not only specific skills, but also the capacity to acquire new knowledge and competencies rapidly. It speaks to the imperative of equipping our youth with a skill set that is, in many ways, more valuable than any singular expertise. We therefore need to build an educational system that is not just responsive to 21st century jobs, but one that is an indispensable component of our economy. Although we do not have all of the regulatory and educational policies worked out the way other countries, such as England and Switzerland, do, we do have the will and the way to bring forth significant change across a large swath of the country, beginning here in New York and in communities you all represent. Shortly, you will hear from my key partners here in New York about the journey we have been on to launch a historic public-private partnership that dramatically expands career-connected high school learning and aims to provide 3,000 apprenticeships, so help me God, at our city's largest private and public employers. To date, we have 58 high schools in our pilot, and this month, nearly 500 students started apprenticeships in high-demand industries. Our collective commitment to youth apprenticeships as a tool for applied learning is rooted in the recognition of their transformative potential. This pilot epitomizes a paradigm shift in our approach to education and career preparation, serving as a bridge between academic knowledge and practical real-world experience. In an era where employers increasingly prioritize practical skills and practical experiences, these programs emerge as critical conduits. They enable students to apply their knowledge in tangible contexts and help students cultivate problem-solving aptitude and real understanding of the industries they aspire to enter. While we have learned much on this journey, we have more to learn from one another, and I look forward to that in the days ahead. And this truth will become increasingly evident in a rapidly evolving world. As we observe the abundance of job opportunities in the market, the idea of stepping up with a new system of applied learning, of which apprenticeship is an integral part, is staring us in the face. It is a testament to our collective ability to adapt and innovate in response to the changing needs of the workforce. Together, we can change hearts and minds, and together, we can create a system, think about this, where young people who live at or below the poverty line will have an 80% chance instead of a 5% chance of earning an industry-endorsed, occupationally aligned AAS degree with little or no debt, acquiring at least 2 years of aligned work experience and earning north of $65,000 in high demand, high potential, meaning room for advancement, occupations, all by the time they are 20 years old. This is within reach, and that's our North Star. And in New York, and I know in a lot of the other places represented here, we're moving toward it. As we champion your collective role in creating sustainable workforce pathways for our young people, we are not merely investing in the present workforce, but also in the future workforce, a workforce that is agile, resilient, and capable of navigating the ever-evolving terrain of our industries. At the same time, through our example and direct engagement with these young people, we are modeling what it means to be great citizens. This country desperately needs that, more possibly than ever before in these contentious times, to thrive, compete, and continue to stand for humanity at its best. Thank you again for giving me the chance to share my thoughts with you this afternoon and for making the trip to our great city. I look forward to learning from all of you over the next 3 days and continuing to work together to build a movement that will help secure the future of our children and our great country. Thank you.